Welcome to Manga Macabre. I am the host, and it does not seem like the Elder Gods have returned to mark the yearly winter solstice. A little bit of a shame. Kinda mucked up my weekend plans, but better luck next year, I suppose. Tell you what, let's keep our hopes high and sanity low with another Junji Ito story. And hey, maybe with a bit of luck, those shambling human-shaped owl beasts that have been stalking you maybe didn't even notice your year's worth of misdeeds. I mean, that's not true because they notice everything, so there is no doubt that the shambling owl beasts have noticed, but we should remain hopeful that maybe there are far more sinful beings than yourself, causing the owl like beast that shamble to become very busy and dragging people that have more sins than you off to the secret underground catacombs where they will be interrogated for days and 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 days. And that is about as long as you should live if they catch you. Give or take a few days, of course. Hey, let's talk about some manga. Junji Ito's Army of One. That's going to be our very specifically Christmas episode. Ooh, we're getting fancy today. Here's a man who has not been out of his house in 7 years. He's turning 20 and doesn't really seem like he's aged mentally past the age of 18. He is 0% interested in going to his high school reunion, but then again, I can't really blame him with high school, as I have very vivid memories of the school having walls that are alive and made of flesh, and its horrifying, devouring oozes with seemingly infinite numbers of teeth roaming the hallways, or at least that's how it was for me. Anywho, he has a crush on a girl named Natsuko. You know, when I was his age, I had a crush once, and instead of being like a person, it was like those big stone roofs with spikes at the bottom that crush your enemies when they intrude on your space. See, when I was in middle school, those kind of things were all the rage. Well, that and Pokemon cards, anyway. Then we have a little bit of title dropping and ominous foreshadowing going on. And hey, look who's at the door no less than 2 pages later. It's Natsuko. And our hero is all like, whoa, she got hot. And she's all like, whoa, you maybe should get some more sunlight. And she invites him to see all of his old pals over lunch and come to their reunion for high school. And it's a lot of not interesting stuff that goes on, to be honest. And afterwards, would not be a Junji Ito story with things like this going on. These hand knit decorations are left around with a calling card talking about joining hands and hearts. There's actually a very, very good Magic the Gathering joke here because this was actually a huge plot point. But I feel like enough people don't know what Magic the Gathering is to get into that. Anyway, Natsuko calls about a friend who was missing, and giving that to Junji Ito story, good things don't happen to people that are missing. And hey, isn't this lovely? More hand-knit decorations. It's very festive and made up of kidnapped victims, especially that guy who just went missing. It's a very creative, very creative. I can really get behind this one. The news seems to think that this is all the work of a well organized group of terrorists and vigilantes, and all these victims seem to be vanishing from crowded places in huge numbers. And as much as the reunion shouldn't be cancelled, now it's a mourning ceremony for people that have disappeared, and it would be kind of awkward to skip out on that. Hey, check it out, Christmas music. Taking those Yuletide jams. Mmm. And hey, there is a little bit more culty foreshadowing. Oh, and here we are. This is why this is the Christmas episode. take a moment to be filled with that Christmas cheer. I'll wait. Okay, that's enough of that. The police have no leads on who's doing this besides this group called the Army of One. And then it's time for the reunion. Other places are canceling theirs, but I mean, hey, for a morning, the show must go on. And I mean, who doesn't like a good morning? Our hero shows up in the most appropriate thing possible, a suspicious trench coat, and is then stopped by the cops for being, well, suspicious. And Natsuko comes to tell them that he is 100% not stitching up any people or making any festive holiday decorations out of them. Admittedly, if I was doing that, that is the exact same thing I would tell the cops, that I was not doing that. But that's neither here nor there. Oh, that's odd. Everyone is missing. All 500 of them. Oh, wait, scratch that. We found them. Now, those other decorations were very interesting. I mean, bodies strung up on trees and fun formations is always a fun urban decoration product. But now you're blocking the stairs, and that's no good. See, I support inner city public work art projects if it's meaningful. However, I don't support it when they cause a hazard that is no good. Geez, Army of One. I appreciate what you're about, but not your methodology. Well, not the part with the blocking the stairs anyway. Days later, Natsuko is shaken up by the recent incident, so our hero visits her against his better judgment. And I mean, this is at the risk of becoming a fun, festive holiday decoration too, but he goes out to confess his feelings of love for her. But, lo and behold, Natsuko was our talented artist this whole time. Just gonna cover up this little puppy dog here. No, nobody needs to see that. I mean, stitching up people, that's fine, but little puppy dogs, I don't need that. You know, her sewing prowess could make Dr. Frankenstein blush. Merry Solstice.
Plain as it can be. All I want for solstice is my sanity, my sanity, my sanity. Gee, if I could only have my sanity, then I could have a happy solstice.